Do pesticide residues on our food have a negative health impact? Quick answer is no. But let's discuss. Certainly, pesticides are toxic, but all toxins have what's called a dose response, which measures the amount of that toxin you need to be exposed to in order to have an adverse effect. So there's something called the lowest observable adverse effect level, the minimum amount of that toxin you need to be exposed to, typically chronically, but this can also be measured acutely, in order to observe bad health consequences. Then there's something called the no observable adverse effect level, the concentration or exposure level of that toxin at which there is no measurable negative health impact. When it comes to toxins that we are potentially exposed to in food or drinking water, there's something called the acceptable daily intake, which is the highest amount that you could be exposed to every single day for your entire life and it have no negative impact on you. And that is calculated based on dividing the no observable adverse effect level by what's called a safety factor. Safety factor is typically like 10, 100, 1,000, and sort of depends on the shape of the dose response curve, as well as just how much data there is. So all that was a very technical way to say the dose makes the poison. We have a variety of detoxification pathways. There is an amount of load of toxins that our bodies can just completely deal with. So as long as the amount of pesticides we're being exposed to in our food and drinking water is lower than that level, there's no problem. It's why monitoring and enforced regulations are so important. The meta-analyses that have been done so far that have compared the health impact of the organically produced versus conventionally produced version of a food have shown no measurable health difference. The studies that have been done that have measured the nutrient density of organically grown versus conventionally grown crops also show a fair bit of variability, but no meaningful difference. Now, what certainly is shown in the scientific literature is that people who tend to eat more organic foods overall typically have more positive health-related behaviors. Eating more plant foods in general. They're more likely to not smoke, to not drink as much alcohol. They're more likely to be active. And they're more likely to have social determinants of health that are working in their favor. So studies that don't properly account for all of those confounding factors do measure a health benefit from organic foods. But once you properly account for all of those other health advantages, the association disappears. So it matters much more what food is on your plate than the quality of it.